This video will explore the lines window and how calls are managed on a line for incoming and outgoing calls. The lines window is very simple. It only contains 3 columns. The first column is the ID column. This is a sequential number assigned to the line. FacetPhone has a configuration parameter that controls the highest number line that can be configured for the system. This number can be increased as new lines are added to the system. The default is 50. It can grow to 99.99 as a maximum. The second column is the L column. Icons in this column represent the line status at any given time. A green circle indicates it is available, not in use, and the auto attendant is disabled. A blue circle indicates it is available, not in use, auto attendant is enabled. A red circle indicates the line is in use, not available. A black X indicates the line is disabled. A red X indicates the line has been automatically disabled due to an error on the line. The description is a comment field. You can use it to identify the gateway the line is attached to and the port on the gateway. You can also record the phone number of the line and trunk group assigned to the line for easy reference. The sequence or order of the lines is important. Lines at the top of the list are designed to be the main incoming phone lines for the company and are usually rollover numbers. Lines at the bottom of the list are allocated first by FacetPhone for outbound calls. This keeps a separation of incoming versus outgoing calls to avoid having a user accidentally pick up an inbound call when trying to make a new outbound call. In the calls window, when you click on a line, you have this list of commands to perform on the line. A FacetPhone group may have 0, 1, or many lines assigned to it. Every line in FacetPhone must be assigned to a group. This diagram will show a system-wide overview of lines coming into the FacetPhone system and how lines are managed for incoming and outgoing calls. In FacetPhone, inbound calls on the line are managed by assigning the line to a group. The group will have an auto attendant, operators, or operator stations enabled to process incoming calls. Outgoing calls are managed by assigning a line to a trunk group. Users dialing 9 to get an outside line will get a line in the default trunk group that has been assigned to their station. See the users we have shown here, each with a different outgoing trunk group for their station. When each one dials 9, they will get their respective trunk group by default. This is the FacetPhone architecture diagram. The system is segmented in sections of incoming lines from the phone company, stations, equipment, and PBX server in the middle, and remote connections via the internet in the bottom section. Here in the top box, we have the PSTN cloud, or phone company. These lines are analog, or POTS lines, and these are digital, with a T1 PRI interface. The type of line makes no difference. In this example, we have assigned our digital lines to be in trunk group 1, and our analog lines to be in trunk group 2. To get a line in an alternate trunk group, users dial 8 instead of 9. Followed by a trunk group number. This user could dial 82 to connect to a line in trunk group 2 instead of her default trunk group 1, for example. At the bottom of our drawing, we show how lines can be remote and attached to FacetPhone via high-speed broadband internet connections. In the first example, companies can purchase an MPLS high-speed dedicated connection from multiple high-bandwidth company locations. Lines from other buildings can be added to FacetPhone and managed as if they were local lines. Next we show SIP, Voice over IP trunk service. This can also be purchased from vendors like Altiva and Bandwidth.com. These are virtual lines requiring very little hardware to interface into the system. FacetPhone manages SIP trunk lines just like any other line. In this example, Voice over IP SIP lines are assigned to trunk group 3. Trunk groups allow users to get a specific set of lines when making an outbound call. Also remember that teleworkers may also share remote lines with the home office via a VPN connection from the remote location. Once a remote line is configured and assigned in FacetPhone, it doesn't matter where the physical line exists. It can be used as a standard PSTN style service line. When an inbound call comes in on a line, that line, being assigned to a FacetPhone group, begins processing the call based on the group's current settings. Here we have named a sample group called Company. We are showing the Calls window, Lines window, and Users window for the company group. Looking at the Lines window, if the line that has the call has a blue circle icon, this means that the auto attendant is on for this group. The call will be automatically answered by the system's IVR and processed by the IVR that is assigned to the auto attendant on script. Our default script is the company open menu IVR, which gives the following options for the caller. If you know your party's extension, dial it now. Dial 2 for a company directory. Dial 3 to leave a message for the company group. Dial 4 to get contact information and directions. Dial 0 for the operator. This is the default open menu. It can be easily customized to fit your company needs. If the caller dials an extension number, this dotted line is followed, and the user with that extension will be rung. If the caller dials 0, the call is then transferred out of this IVR, and operators or operator stations are rung for the company group. The call would then be processed as if the line had a green circle icon instead of a blue one, which means auto attendant is not enabled. By dialing 0, the caller is transferring out of the auto attendant. Here we have several options of how we ring operators. The first option is automatic ACD or round robin. Second option is all operators are rung at once. Option 3 is fixed specified order, primary operator followed by secondary operator, etc. And the fourth option is primary operator group and secondary operator group. If no operators are available for the first group, the call rolls over to the second operator group. The inbound call will show a ringing red bell for the call in the Calls window, Lines window, and the operator being rung in the Users window. When the phone is answered, the icon will change to a vertical off-hook red or yellow phone in the Calls and Users windows. It will be a red circle in the Lines window to show the line is busy. While the call is ringing in to an operator, anyone that is a member of the company group can also pick up the call by dialing #0 from their phone if this parameter is set in the company group's property sheet configuration. In summary, lines are assigned to a group for incoming call processing. The auto attendant, operators, or operator stations are used to process inbound calls. Trunk groups are used for outbound calls. Dialing 9 connects to a line that is a default for your station. Dialing 8 instead of 9, and the trunk group number will route your call to another set of lines other than your default.